All right, traders. So Monday morning, very little going on. At least you would think so. But, you know, we've had a pretty busy Monday so far. Did about an hour with TM Nerdy and Big Herm, and that was actually a lot of fun. So very cool. Hey, Les Cruces, how's it going? Just wanted to pop on here real quick and talk about a couple things. I want to do a follow-up on the issue with pressing Canto, issue number 1. If you saw the first video, this is actually the exact same book after it came out of the press. But Canto has been a real extremely hot property, and this book in particular has been a real issue because of the Canto creeks. Right in this area on this book, about 99% of the books that were put out have 2 really large creases there from production. And it is something that I mean, CGC is aware of. It's well known in the community that that's a problem. But because of the issue, it's really hard to get those out. It is a situation where the it was done in production, and because of the way it was done, it created, basically, long and short of it, it created extra paper. And because of that inconsistency, it's really nearly impossible to completely remove those creases. I took it upon myself to create a new tool for my presser, for my press, that will press individual pages. And if you can, I can get the light on it. Try to catch it just right. Like those creases are, you can't even see them on this, can you? Wow, a little bit right in this area by the axe and the tree, you can see. But yeah, it's actually, this has just come out fantastic. So it is possible. We're going to check the census and see where we're at on that book, as more of them have been graded in the last 2 weeks than probably ever in the history of the book. Those numbers should be popping up onto the census very soon. I'll just pop over there real quick, and we'll see if I can bring that up. I don't know. You can get the census information, of course, by going to CGC. But kind of a inexpensive way to do it is you can get the same census information off of cover price. So I'm going to go to issue number 1. We're looking at that. Look at the census. So right now, the census is showing 401 issues graded. I expect that to probably triple in the next few weeks, just by looking at the number that have come through my shop here. Your 9.8s are 137, and 9.6s are 74. So quite a few 9.8s, quite a few more 9.8s, which kind of tells me that they are aware of the issue with the crease, and it's something that they're taking into account, which is good news, right? So, but you want to present as well as possible. This one, after coming out of the press, you really can't even tell. If you have it in the bag, if you're going to have it in a slab, you're not going to tell that there's even been an issue there. So good news for the client. This actually is a book that was purchased and brought to me by James over at Hive Comic, a really good friend of the show. And he, I do all of his books for him, and I think he's going to be thrilled with that one. So just an update on the Canto situation. And also, I cut open the box. I probably shouldn't have because I wanted to document it, but not all dills go the way that you have them planned. All right, so Jim, which by the way, Jim, just got your books in. They look fantastic. The box is sitting right down here. I popped it open. Everything's good shape. So Jim asks, is that issue only happening with Cantu? Not really. I also just did a run of 75 or so Stray Dogs #1 exclusive variants for Big Brain Comics or Brain Damage Comics, and it's a very dark cover. It's an homage to the Blair Witch Project. Actually, let's see if I can reach over and grab one of the finished. Okay, so I just pressed 75 of these, and because of the heavy dark ink, every one of them had waves across the front, and that's something that's extremely to get out. That Black Spider-Man, that ASM 55 that you're talking about, had the same issue, and I've done quite a bit for the same client and as well as yours, and it is something that those waves are easier to get out than the issue of Canto. So your ASM, that one's really simple to do. Those flatten out real nice. Those waves will come out because basically those just get a heavy spray of ink and they don't really get a chance to set or cure, and that's what causes that wave. So by heating them up, applying pressure, you get the proper backing on it, that type of thing comes out pretty well. So I think yours really turned out nice, actually. And as they all have, that's a real easy book to get in great condition. So, but yeah, the Cantu issue is a completely different thing because it wasn't really an ink issue. It was an equipment issue at the factory when they were printing them that caused those creases, and it kind of stretches the paper out and caused extra paper in that area, and that's why they're so hard to get out, because there's more material there than what should be. So anyway, so back to this, I wanted to bring this up because I do buy online, like most of us do, and this is a lot that I purchased for $70, and I'm not going to out the seller. We had a pretty heated exchange over this situation because he kind of backed out on the deal and was going back and forth. There were some books that I wanted for my Conan collection, the first and second appearance of Red Sonja. Really poor shape, and when you look at these books, you'll see what I mean. I buy low grade for my personal collection. That's just how I collect, and those books are keys in the Conan run, and they're really popular. First appearance of Red Sonja, second appearance. And when he found out that they were keys, he said, okay, well, how about we do everything but those? And I was like, well, without those, there's no deal, because that's what I'm in it for. So we made a deal to trade pressing services for books. And then I kind of felt bad for raking him over the coals. So I just went ahead and bought some other books for the personal collection from him. In that was supposed to be 95 Conan the Barbarian books. I paid $70 for all these books. And I mean, I can't, and they're all stuff for the personal collection, all stuff that I need for the personal collection. There's some cool stuff. And a lot of Star Trek. I'm a big Star Trek guy. One of my very favorite covers of all times. Really like that one. So I got these in today, and the reason that one's super cool. The reason I'm even mentioning this is because not all bills go great. right? We all have had those deals that just kind of go south on you. I don't. I mean, it's easy for me to get upset at him wanting the books that he already made the deal for, and people are like, "Oh, you made a deal, you're supposed to stick by it." I do, because that's just the right thing to do. But I mean, he thinks he can get a lot of money for them. He's not, because they're beat up. Got a bunch of GI Joes. I'm just starting this run, so that's really helping me get a jump on it. Very cool. I haven't even started cataloging my GI Joes. That one's super cool, isn't it? So I don't even know what extras I'm going to have, but we get into some. You can see that's like spine ticks all the way up and down that. The Conans were the same. That one's actually got some mouse chewing on it. One's missing a big chunk up here. So, you know, it is what it is. Got some Indiana Jones, another run that I'm trying to complete. All these be bagged and boarded, like the bags are sticking together, so old. All of them have major spine rolls. And I'll probably never press them. I think I actually have that one. It's a $2 book. In perfect condition. So, I mean, if you were to look at book value, I guess there's $70 worth here, but would I have spent $70 on this lot without those Conans? Absolutely not. Of course, he doesn't feel, that's the Snake Eyes issue. He doesn't feel that he should include those Conans because they're worth way more than $70. Lesson to be learned. Not every deal is going to go the way that you want it to, and we all get kind of shafted at one point or the other. I have to admit, I'm very lucky. Out of all the deals that I've done, this is really the only one that's gone south like that. He blocked me on Facebook. I don't think you should ever block somebody that you're currently in a transaction with. I think that's not only tasteless, but it's kind of liable, right? Kind of wish that he hadn't, because I would like to at least apologize for getting so heated. I mean, I wasn't, insulting his children or anything, but you want to leave on good terms with people. And even though I think that he did me wrong, I do see where he's coming from. We all want to get the most for our product that we can, and he's got some rude awakenings for him when he tries to sell those books, because he's not going to get the hundreds and hundreds that he thinks are worth. So kind of my take on deals going bad. Like I said, most of my deals have gone extremely well. I can't complain. And I probably would have paid $40 for this lot, definitely not $70. But it is what it is. Got some cool GI Joes to start my run. Some Indiana Jones that I think I needed. I know I have one of them, but I think the others, and some Star Trek I definitely need. So what can you do? So anyway, that's all I got for today. And I'm working on the final order cutoff video, so you guys know what books to order. There's some cool DC stuff coming out that we need to get ordered right away. So watch the video, call your local comic shop, get those books ordered. And don't forget, this Thursday at 11 o'clock, we're going to do the comic book open mic. You can hop on and talk whatever you want. We can talk about the movies. We can talk about the books, talk about deals that we got going on, whatever suits your fancy. We're just going to talk about books. So join us this Thursday at 11 o'clock Mountain Time for that. And until next time, traders.